You might be surprised to know that I've been collecting this stuff for close to 6 months. Longtime viewers will remember my first episode of Fun with Paper, where I did try using hair without a whole lot of success. My philosophy is that if you can use the hair off of a sheep, you ought to be able to use the hair off of a person, and we know that you can use cotton, and I don't know, I guess maybe you can't use the hair off a sheep, but you can definitely use cotton to make paper, and I'm never one to give up too lightly, so I figure we'll give it one other try here. Now, one thing I want to assure you is that although I have been collecting this stuff horizontally in time, I made the considered and deliberate decision not to collect it vertically in space. So I wanted a consistent product that would be the same. And had I gone vertically, I would have had a whole lot more hair, I assure you, perhaps at least twice as much, but those of you who are over the age of 14 know that that's not always the same stuff. There's rather more in here than I thought there was going to be. I ought to be able to do something with this. Now, my failing last time was that I was unable to process this stuff in a way that would make it anything other than hair. But of course, back then, all I had was a blender. I was technologically inadequate compared to my present state, so I have processing mechanisms that I didn't have back then. Ten minutes in a blender didn't do very much for this stuff back in episode 1 of Fun with Paper, but I suspect that 6 hours in a ball mill is going to do wonders with this stuff. A little over 24 hours ago, I put this stuff in the ball mill. You know, it turns out that it's really kind of hard to ball mill hair. Something's happening because the water's getting cloudy, but honestly, the stuff is probably more resistant to ball milling than I expected it would be. Heck, it's harder to ball mill hair than it is to ball mill glass. Actually, the only conclusion I can actually reach is if you try to ball mill hair, you wind up with hairy balls. In 2019, I didn't think people still had those. Well, I'm still determined to become a peroxide blonde, and I don't think I've gotten there yet, so we'll go ahead and do a little more of this and put it back on the mill and let it spin for a couple more days. So after 5 days in the ball mill, I think I can definitively answer a question never before addressed in the scientific literature. That question being, can you ball mill hair? And the answer is definitively yes, you can, and no, you should not. I don't know what this is. It's not hair anymore. It's kind of like lots of little thin short fibers that kind of agglomerate together. Definitely is not hair, but I also don't know what it is. So what I think I'll do is let this settle, and then I'm going to give it a few washings and see if I can figure out what this is and if there's anything I can do with it. So I think I have to admit that this stuff is just lovely. It's settling out into these distinct layers. Hair, something, dirty water, clear water. The clear water has got this in it. There's some sort of particulate, which I assume is some kind of, I don't know, it's got to be some kind of ground up hair molecules. I mean, that's truly foul. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this settle all the way down overnight, and then I'm going to pour off the clear liquid. I'm going to wash it about 3 times. It's probably going to take a couple of days because it's very slow to settle. And once it's all been washed, we'll see what we have left. So after 5 days of ball milling and multiple washing steps. This is what I'm getting off of each washing. This is kind of what I have left. I think everybody's going to agree that whatever this is, it's really it's not hair anymore. What I'm going to do, I've decided what I'm going to do because I'm trying to figure out what this stuff is I'm going to dry it out and look at it dry rather than just going ahead and trying to make paper with it wet. We can always go back and make paper, but I want to make it dry first. So I'll have to resort to the best drying means that I'm aware of. I do feel duty bound to let you know that I treated this hair with 12% hydrogen peroxide. My favorite part is it's food grade from the Oxygen Wellness Company. I guess oxygen's always good. And the fascinating thing about this is that you're supposed to drink this shit. They're telling you to drink this shit. So look right there. Tell me something. Here's your regimen. How much to put in 32 ounces of water and drink it every day. Tell me something. If you're loading your body up with antioxidants, why are you intentionally putting something in yourself that says strong oxidizer? I do not understand the world. I dried this stuff out so that it wouldn't be just suspended in water so we could take a look at it. So here it is. And I think you guys are going to agree that's not hair. I'm not really sure what it is, but hair it is not. This is fun. Again, it's not hair, but let's do something with this not hair, or at least attempt to do something with this not hair. I don't know if this will work, but we'll give it a try. I don't have a lot. If I can make paper, I think I'm only going to make one piece. So I plated this stuff out 3 times, and this is the closest I can get. It's not paper. It's flexible, and it's got some strength to it, but you know, I'm not sending any formal invitations on this stuff. It did occur to me though that it would make a great porno merkin. I mean, you know what you're talking about. We've all been there. All we really want is, you know, a little spirit gum and maybe a landing strip. So I could throw up a merch alert because this stuff is perfect for that, but it does occur to me that I'm making videos and I've got chaps. So I think we'll just end the episode here. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you want. If you don't want to, you don't have to, of course. And appreciate it if you tell your friends. Again, don't tell your friends if you don't want. That's fine too. I'm going to be gathering a few supplies and materials for my next production. Before I end it, I guess I should just mention that if you have kids or if you have a weak stomach, you really might want to consider whether or not you're going to watch my next upload. So thanks very much for watching and have a great day.